Hi all. For this next video, we're going to talk about another measure of center, and this is called the mode. And the mode of a data set is the data value that repeats and another way to say that a number repeats the most is that the data value has the highest frequency. So the mode is the data value that has the highest frequency. You'll notice that I used a plural there, value or values. It is possible that two or more numbers in my list are repeated the exact same number of times. I could have 2 2s and 2 5s. In that case, I would have 2 modes. So we can label data sets by the number. The reason we might want to do this is because modes, data values with the highest frequency, tend to correspond to peaks in my graph. And where those peaks are located determines the shape of the data, and the shape of the data determines how we treat it mathematically when we go to make inferences. So knowing where those peaks are, where those modes are, is important. A lot of the data we're going to just like unicycles have one wheel, unimodal means the data set has one mode. Bicycle has 2 wheels, bimodal will have 2 modes. What happens if I get more than 2? Well, I know the prefix for 3 is tri, it could be trimodal. But most often in statistics, once we get past 2 modes, 2 peaks in our graph, we will call it multimodal. And again, in this class, most of the data we're looking at almost exclusively using unimodal graphs when we make inference in the second half of this course. Some graphs and common distributions are also bimodal. So we should be able to label. We're going to go ahead and find the mode really quick. So in this example, I have a list of data, and you'll notice that it's not sorted. So when I'm given a list like this, the first thing I really want to do is I want to take it and I want to sort it. So I'm going to do a quick visual scan, and I see that the smallest number in my list is 0. And I have 1, 2, 3, and just 3 zeros. And I'm going to repeat this process of scanning for the next smallest number that's left. And I see a 1 and another 1. Next smallest are 3s, and I see 1, 2, 3 3s. I see a single 4. I don't see any 5s. I do see a single 6. I see a single 7. No 8s. I see a single 9. And then I see 3 10s. 10, 10, 10. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to underline everything that repeats. I have repeats here. There's 3 of them. I have repeats here, that's 2, repeats here, that's 3, and then repeats here, that's 3. 3 is bigger than 2, so this guy is not a mode. This data set is multimodal. We could call it trimodal. with modes at 0, 3, and 10. So when I graph this, I expect to see 3 peaks of the same height in my graph. More often than not, we're going to have raw data like we have here in a list, either sorted or unsorted. Sometimes, particularly when I'm reading somebody else's work, I might be given the raw data in a frequency table, meaning somebody already grouped those numbers together into classes. And in that case, I can't find the mode, but I can find the modal class, which is the class with the biggest frequency. From this example, I scan the frequency column, so I'm looking here, and I'm looking for the biggest number, and I see that biggest number is right here. That is my largest frequency, which means the class that goes with it, which is this guy here, is my modal class. So my modal class is the class 20 to 24. That class has the most number of data points. If I were to graph this data in the form of a histogram, I would have a peak at the 20 to 24 range. All right, if you have any questions on modes, feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, I'll see you in our next video.